All right. Welcome back to Helos and Homies. I'm here with a very prestigious guest. I say that every week, but this week I truly mean it. One of the best producers, if not the best producer in the country. He's worked with the likes of Ariana Grande, DJ Carnage, or Carnage as some people know him, LMA, Marky, Bassi, and Weston. I'm here with Willstah. How are you, brother?
How are you, bro?
Good to have you on.
Thank you.
Thanks for hopping on. It's been a bit of a shit show making this happen.
Bro, it's a mission to come out here. I haven't been out here in ages.
Yeah.
They've actually got like 4 lanes now, like on the Northern Road.
Yeah.
I remember driving there, it was only 1 lane. I was like, oh, I drove past Nepean Hospital and it's like pulled it up. I was like, oh, people got money out here now.
Yeah, it's changed. Yeah. What year were you out here?
I was out here, I think I was out here till about 2014, 20. Like I came out here in 05 from New Zealand and then I stayed here till about 2014.
What a massive change. Like 2014 and now in Penrith, Mountie, like just the whole area.
All the infrastructure, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's gone up, eh?
Yeah, bro.
Have you seen in like did you ever used to go to like Penrith much?
No, I haven't been to Penrith in ages.
Like
years.
Main Street, High Street has like a little hotel in it.
No.
And it has a rooftop bar and stuff. Yeah, it's
No, you're lying.
No, I'm not joking.
I swear.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah. It's got like saunas and everything as well, like at the top floor. Yeah, like recovery.
Now you're just fucking with
No.
me.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Astina Suites, bro. It's crazy.
Oh,
It's changed a bit. But let's get into it. We talked about Ariana Grande, Mustard, Carnage, LMA. But more importantly, locally, the artists you've worked with, Onefour, HP Boyz, Lisi, Section 60, Capulet, Air for Rose, and Becca Hatch, simply to name a few. And the greatest song out of Australian music, Home and Away, was produced by the man sitting across from me, which I think is a very cool achievement. But yeah, let's get back to it. Willstah, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Auckland, in New Zealand. I grew up in New Zealand. I'm originally from New Zealand, and I moved here in 05. Lived out in Rudy Hill.
Yeah.
Shout out Big Chiefs. I wish they were open right now.
Is that like a burger joint or something?
Yeah, it's like the burger joint in Rudy Hill. It's like one of the best joints.
Yeah.
Missed it out there. So lived in Rudy Hill, then I moved around to Shelby, lived down in St. Mary's, and then now I'm based out in the city.
Yeah.
In the city ways. But
and at what point in time did Willstah come about, this producer?
I think I was like every kid growing up and, wanted to dabble in music a bit. Started investing in like my own sort of gear.
At what age?
Oh, probably around about like 23, 22, 23.
Yeah.
I started doing it. But I never really took it serious. It was just one of those ones where like, oh yeah, just do it after a couple of the boys come around.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure things out. So yeah, that's sort of how it started.
What were you doing before all that? Like what was at say like age 17, 18, like what did you think was ahead of you in life?
No idea, to be honest. I had no idea. I thought it was like just going to be like a stereotype, just finish school, get a factory job, and just work in a factory or whatever, sort of week by week. But yeah, I think everything just sort of happened to fall in place and just got lucky, just timing and God's timing, man.
Yeah. Do you remember the moment, like the reason you started getting into it? Was there a moment that it clicked, like I need to go buy some equipment?
Bieber. They know, people listen to this and they know what Bieber is. It's like Facebook, like what Facebook is now, but like back in the day. And
before MySpace?
Like around the same time as MySpace.
Yeah, right.
So I remember then, and then one of my mates showed me a video of Ryan Leslie.
Yeah.
And then I seen Ryan Leslie like at his house with a piano. He had a piano there, a computer, recording it, and I was thinking, holy shit, like this whole time I thought I needed like $100,000 studio, $200,000 studio, all these buttons and shit, but this guy's just got a computer, a couple keyboards, and he was away.
Yeah.
So it was like from that moment I was like, fuck, I just need to get a computer. I started looking up how to do things and that, and then started from there.
At what point did you start collabing with artists? This fascinates me, bro. The fact that you picked it up at 23. How many years later did it start for you to realize like, oh fuck, like this could be my life?
So at that time I was working with like they're like my family, like his name's Lima, my brother who was a rapper at the time. Like they were just like like those backyard rappers. Like
Yeah,
we were all just not even knowing what we were doing. Like we were all just oh yeah, let's just try this, try that.
Yeah.
And I was just making beats, and then my brother would come and just rap. But like I grew up in a musically, like all my siblings they sing.
Yeah,
or
music-centric
instruments.
household.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much like that. My parents were like that too. So, so having him kind of like my brother was there, then Lima, who's JM's and YP's uncle.
Yeah.
He was a rapper, dope rapper. My cousin Marvin, who at the time when he used to come around was playing at the Newcastle Knights at the time, and it's just to make beats and just figure it out there. Full came up like done a little EP sort of thing, and just just like how they do like mixtapes in New York, and just make mixtapes and just give it out, and then yeah.
So, who did you give the CDs to?
Fuck, just anyone.
Yeah.
Just fucking anyone. Just anyone. Like, what was funny? It was like, heaps of our friends and that would buy. I remember would get it and just sell it for like $5.
Yeah.
$5, $10, stuff like that. It was just stuff. And I remember back then I was on GarageBand. I had Fruity Loops to begin with. Never knew how to use Fruity Loops. I remember I used to get annoyed as fuck because I used to play on my keyboard and it was delayed. And then I ended up thinking like, fuck, I bought a computer. It was like $800. My dad did.
Yeah.
My dad bought me a computer. It was like for the house. And I just seemed to take it over. And I just tried to make it and just full playing it. Fucking keyboard was fuck. So then I ended up saving up and I got a MacBook. Just used GarageBand. And then I found out that the reason why my Fruity Loops, I needed more RAM. So I was thinking, fuck, now I've already spent like $2,000 on a MacBook. Like, fuck, I have to fucking go on at this. So I just literally just locked myself in a room and just pressed every single button until I sort of got a hang of things.
Yeah.
But then it was good having like my brother, Lima around, my cousin Marv. It was good having them around because I got to learn how to like record vocals. Like I already knew how to make music. I knew because I grew up in church.
Yeah.
That
Kind of got trial and error with your best mates type of thing.
That's it. And got it to like sounding to where I felt like it was good. Like when I go back to listen to it now, I'm like thinking, what the fuck were we thinking back then? I was like, fuck. But back then it was like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah. What year was that?
I don't know. I couldn't even give you a year, probably like 2012, 15 or something. But it was still just like I wasn't taking it serious.
Yeah.
Like I was still just, just doing it, but I just wanted to just get it down pat. Like I wanted to just like I was always learning, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was always just wanted to get it sound right and stuff like that.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so that continues for a certain amount of time. And then at some point you start working with other artists.
Yeah.
Do you remember who the first artists that you started working with that weren't part of your original crew?
Big Cash.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
And so what this like have to be 2016, 2017.
Yeah. Just before it was like before Idol. I think when Idol was still popping at the time. So I had a mate that I used to work with, A2. He's from Mountie too, but he lives out in the beaches now. Like and his partner was working. She was like the vocal coach on Australian Idol at the time.
Yeah. So she's the one who's like when they go through the next round, she goes and okay, I get you.
But Cash I met through Peter Guns. DJ Peter Guns at the time, and one of my other boys, Rocket 2000. So they were like looking after him at the time and stuff, doing music. So yeah, that was probably the only guy I started working with outside.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Big Cash from Mountie?
No, but he's from Mountie and he's from like the Fairfield area.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So he's from both. Okay, and then from Big Cash. Do you go more local in Australian scene or these international?
So it was around that time and then I moved into DB.
Yeah.
So I moved into DB.
Dream Big for those listening.
Yeah, Dream Big.
Who had BYs, Solo, Manu, Leroy.
Dopamine, Leroy.
Yeah. IE.
IE.
Blessed.
Matt
Black maybe?
Yeah. Matt Sanier back then. Matt Black now.
Such a sick thing to look back. Oh, Zig.
Yeah, Zig was there. Yeah, did you say Manu? Manu Crooks was
there?
Yeah,
I said Manu.
Manu was there. It was crazy. It was crazy times. But when I moved in, Manu and that went in, it was only me, Manny, IE JD, like
Yeah.
IE was there, and Dopamine, and Blessed.
Yeah, right.
Just those guys were there, and then probably a year after, and then all the other boys started coming through.
Yeah, right. And so from Dream Big, you start working with the local scene.
Yeah. Just before that, I met Khaled.
Raheem,
Yeah.
who's
My mentor. He's like my brother. Like that guy's my family, man.
yeah,
So I met Khaled through one of my other brothers, Ty, from New Zealand, the Smash Proof. So that's sort of how I sort of got my start. Because Smash Proof at the time were popping at the time in New Zealand. And I worked with Ty. I met Ty through my cousin Marvin, the one that plays for the Knights. So they're all
What
from
was your cousin's name?
Marvin Filippo.
Right. How many games did you play for the Knights?
He played a few, and then he done a stint in France for a bit, and then he came back.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
I'd love to play footy in France, eh?
Oh, bro,
Really in the dream.
he was loving it out there.
Yeah.
He goes, the hardest thing though is like just like your normal necessities, like going out to get coffee, and he goes, fuck, I found it hard. Like if you don't know how to speak the language.
Yeah, yeah. Because you don't really play in Paris where there's a lot of like they speak a lot of English. You're playing in like the back ass of France.
That's it, like in the outback.
Yeah, yeah. It's so beautiful out there.
I know, but even their outback's cracker.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you met Khaled, and for those listening, like maybe
Bro, Khaled's like he's done everything, like from your Rihanna's.
nuts. Eh? Him and F and Z strike me as the Australian guy.
Nah, Keanu,
Crazy.
you got to remember Keanu too, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Keanu's worked on one of the biggest albums this year. Well, done Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Like those guys are just goats, man. Like guys I look up to, and guys I can call my brothers. You know.
yeah. That's sick.
Mm.
But yeah, so you meet Khaled Rahim.
Yeah.
And from there, you start working with local artists, right?
Yeah, I met Khaled, then I sort of just moved into. I was working out of Wentworth Point, my apartment.
Yeah.
I got an apartment in Wentworth Point, and I was working out of there. And then I feel like I just got too comfortable being at home.
Yeah.
So then JD was like, "Oh, looking for someone to, like help me, like join my room."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, sweet." Fucking went down, and then just started working out of there. Yeah, pretty much. Well, honestly, I was probably just making beats, just cooking, just trying to perfect things.
Yeah.
Learning from everyone that was there. Like, because we're all pretty much just all learning there. Like, everyone hadn't really hit anything. It was basically just a creative hub at the time.
So sick.
It was crazy times there.
Yeah.
Like, it was full crazy. Like, that was even before Solo had moved in. Solo hadn't moved in yet.
Yeah, right.
But I met Solo there. Probably a few months after I'd moved in.
Yeah.
Like when he came, they had a session of Justice Crew when he was Justice Crew at the time.
It's crazy to me. Like he had that life. Like, you know,
I know.
he did like the very commercial touring of music. So crazy. So basically, in that studio, Solo would have been the one who's experienced like the top of music. Really,
That's
hey?
it. Yeah,
He would have been the
100%.
only one who's like had that experience at that point in time. Hey,
100%.
it's crazy to me.
Like as a performer.
As a performer, yeah. And then, so what comes about next is like you start working. At what year did you link up with Onefour?
Probably like 2019.
And was it nuts to you that on your come up you'd worked with our uncle? Shout out Solo for that information. But was it nuts to you like you'd worked with their uncle?
Yeah.
Maybe like a decade, give or take a few years, like a decade before that, and then now you're sitting with basically the biggest prospects of Australian hip hop that we've ever seen, and they're his nephews.
Bro, to be honest, like that time, like I never really knew who they were. To be honest,
Yeah, right.
like I was too busy. Like I was working on other things, like overseas projects.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I think the message had dropped, and then the hype was building.
Spot the Difference had dropped.
Nah, not yet. I heard Spot the Difference. Before they
Released it.
Yeah, before they released it.
What was your initial reaction?
I feel like the ending bit caught me off. Like when M's verse just cuts.
Yes. Yeah.
I was like thinking, I was like, oh, this is hard. And then I was like, fuck, like I was full like waiting for something else. But then I was like, nah, I get it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I full get it. But I met them around that time, like before Spot the Difference had come out. But their uncle had reached out.
The same uncle.
Yeah, the same
Yeah.
uncle had reached out to me
Sick.
about them because I think when all the hype was happening, there was, like sort of like there was labels around and they're trying to like, reach out and sign them and stuff like that.
Yeah, crazy.
And they sort of didn't have an understanding of
Neither would you expect boys from Mountie to,
no, 100%. I was alright, so sort of just helped them through that process.
Yeah. And your first song with them is Home and Away, isn't it? Or is it Lads in the Hood?
Welcome to Prison.
Crazy good song.
Yeah.
So Welcome to Prison and Home and Away.
Yeah.
Both massive songs that changed like the landscape, I reckon. Welcome to Prison was it was a beautiful song, first of all. Very well produced, very well executed from the whole team. But I think a lot of people didn't expect Welcome to Prison because of how reflective it was at the time. Because when they first see drill artists, they don't expect like
to flip like that.
Yeah, we've seen it in the UK before, especially like Heady One. He does it a lot. Like he gets very emotional, but we hadn't really seen it. Neither did people expect it from Onefour. How was it making that track with them?
I think because I had heard a demo of it. And I don't know if they wanted to like drop that as a single. Like they just had it. And I remember they would just bring me all like little bits and pieces they were working on, just ideas, and I'll just hear things and be like, oh, I think just hearing I heard YP's verse on there and I was thinking, fuck, this is some deep shit.
Yeah.
So I felt like I just had to sort of like bring it to life, make it more emotional, more heartfelt.
Yeah.
Like people, and just strip it back a bit where people can actually, you can feel the whole song. Like you can listen and think like, fuck. And then I think when everyone sort of knew that he was going inside, fuck it made it, hit it even more, hit it harder even more,
Yeah. It's so well executed. And yeah, it's sad what like the song is about, but
yeah,
like the way the team did the visuals and
just wanted to make it, honestly, for me making that, it was like I just wanted to make it a movie. I feel like every song that I've done with them, I just wanted to, like, I'm a movie guy, man.
Yeah.
So it was like, they know, like everyone knows that when they come to the studio, I either got a movie on or I got some train ride, just a train ride, or some dude just walking the streets.
Yeah.
And I just sort of like, my aim is I just make music for that. So if I'm watching whatever movie, it feels like I'll just try to build music, like I'm scoring it.
Yeah, right. That's an interesting process. Where did you get that from?
I don't know. I felt like it's just, like they say, like, if it's broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So I've always sort of done that and then just made it like that.
Yeah, right. Hans Zimmer's real good at that.
Yeah, fuck.
He got like a 1-page script for Interstellar. Have you watched Interstellar?
No.
Do you know Interstellar?
Is it any good?
Matthew McConaughey and he's gets sent out into space.
No.
Massive movie.
Bro, I'm scared of space movies, man. Space movies, zombie movies.
What do you mean?
Unless it's like Marvel movies, and yeah, I'm good with it. But man, like those kind of space things, man, bro, I have to, like horrors, that kind of shit. Nah, man.
Why don't you like space? Like, does it scare you?
Yeah, fuck. I don't know, man. I just sort of had to watch that with the lights on, during the day.
It's not like a scary movie, but it's like he needs to go to the moon or something, and it fucks up and he gets lost in time. But videotapes are still being sent to him of his daughter. But because he's out in space, he's not aging, where his daughter is aging every time she sends him a videotape. It's very sad.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But he's stuck out in like either the moon or something.
Yeah.
But the whole movie is crazy. So Steven, I can't remember. I don't want to say it was Spielberg that directed it. No, it was someone's brother. One of the big directors said like, I'll do this. I'll put it aside. And then someone's little brother was like, oh, I'll do it. And took the script and ran with it. But Hans Zimmer, who did Cornfield Chase on that, that song, they gave Hans Zimmer a 1-page, like just like a Word document of just like, this is what the movie's about. And then they gave it off to Hans Zimmer and he came back with like one of the best movie soundtracks of all time. But
crazy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the whole movie's like, yeah, it was a box office hit. You gotta watch it. I don't want to explain it too much because I don't think I'll do it justice.
Have to put it on the list, man. Watch it during the day.
Yeah.
Just in case it's the fucking horror halfway through and I'm thinking, fuck, you got me.
No, I don't watch horrors, Last one I watched was The Conjuring with Valak. Do you know what that is?
Nah, fuck that,
It's
bro.
like a demon nun. I was like 17, and I haven't watched one since.
Honestly, I got scarred, bro, watching horrors.
Like what? Paranormal Activity
Man, it was
back in
like
the day. Oh, it.
the first It.
The clown.
Yeah, fuck, that fucked me, bro.
Yeah.
That fucked up my childhood.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I think I watched that when I was like 8
that
8 years
fucked
old,
up.
and I was like, oh man, I hated walking. Like, I never used to walk on the road, like where the drains are. It's like, fuck, I never look. When you're having a shower, you don't look down the drain.
It's scary because it's based on someone.
What?
Yeah, John Wayne Gacy.
Nah.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I
Dressed
didn't
up
even
as
know
a
that.
clown, kill people. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. So it's a fucking true story.
Yeah, John Wayne Gacy. I'll double check that after.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure people will correct me as I'm speaking if I'm wrong. But John Wayne Gacy dressed up as a clown, killed people. I'm not sure if it was young people, but yeah.
Fuck that guy, man. Seriously.
Yeah, so
Fucked up my childhood.
it's roughly based on like the movie itself is roughly based on like this guy. Oh, yeah. Crazy, eh?
Oh, bro.
That's why I didn't watch
It's just levels now.
That's why I didn't watch it. But Paranormal Activity I watched when I was around the same age. And that fucked me up big time, if you know what that is.
No.
It's like, basically, it's like a family wants to document what's happening in their house. So they set up cameras.
Like Big Brother.
Yeah, but not like Big Brother. But yeah, the same concept, like cameras in the house.
Yeah.
And then like, it's not a true story at all. It's like a fictional horror. And then the cameras just capture the most demonic stuff and crazy shit. So I remember watching that back in the day. But we've gone a bit off topic. You make you make music for movies. Home and Away is crazy, I think, because that was different.
Yeah.
Where did the idea for the sound of Home and Away come from?
Bro, it was just I felt like it just had to be epic, bro. It had to be an anthem.
Yeah.
Like I think when M's like the intro of it, when M's thing is like poof,
Yeah.
like oh shit, this has to be an anthem.
Yeah. Who came up with the concept first? Them or yourself?
The boys already had the concept.
Yeah. So they knew like violin and all that they wanted.
Nah, it was like full different.
Yeah.
It was full different. I sort of just played that in, and then same thing, like just played it in, and then I gave it to Cows. Cows fucking, he went in on it.
Yeah.
And he gave it to one of the other boys too, who does a lot of string arrangements. So I had put together just a rough string arrangement for it. Because that's the crazy thing is like you can write everything on Logic, like how you want the strings, but it's never going to sound the same. Like so
you got to manually go in and do it.
No, so we'll play it, and then you can bring up all the notes in that in Logic, and then you can print it out, and then you can just give it to a string player.
Yeah, right.
So we've done that for a lot of like the whole Onefour EP when there's like live string sections. So I'll just play it out, and then I'll give it to one of these girls that we work with.
Yeah.
And she would just play it in. So it'll be one person playing it, but it'll sound like I have a whole orchestra there.
Yeah, right. Nice.
So Cows took it, and then from Cows and went to solo.
Yeah.
And then solo went ham on it. And then
nice.
it was crazy. Like when we were dropping, it was like I gave them shit for it, and then fucking they all had a laugh. I was like, oh, you guys are right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think it was just with the mix. Like the thing was the mix was like, nah, man, the mix is like too, it was too poppy. It sounded too poppy.
Yeah.
So like too clean. But then I was like listening to it for a while, and I was like, oh shit, no, it actually works.
Yeah. And what are your first thoughts when the drill artists of the country come to you and they go, hey, we want to do something that involves violins and like it's like an anthem, but it's not like
I don't
like a
honestly,
anthem.
man, I don't really like, I'm not being cocky or a dick or anything. I don't really work with much artists like from here.
Yeah.
I've been pretty selective of what I work on. I feel like these days, like probably the last, like before the Boyz, it's always been about something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
Like what got me working with the Boyz wasn't just like because of Lima, like their uncle.
Yeah.
But I was just seeing like, you know, their story, like of how we grew up too.
Yeah.
Because we grew up having nothing. Like I was saying, I grew up making music out of my garage and stuff like that. So like fast forward to where I am today, like I'm pretty blessed.
Yeah.
To be doing what I'm doing, and then seeing the Boyz and like I'm always a big person of playing it forward. You know what I mean? So I think me helping them develop, you know, getting them to a place keeping them out of the streets and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
sort of like got me working on it. Like didn't really worry what I was getting paid for it.
Yeah.
It was more just like, you know, like getting them out of it. But just stuff that I was passionate about. Like seeing them win means I win, you know.
Yeah. Plus, it'd be cool to like work on something like that from Mountie. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
back
it was,
in the day, like
it was
that's
like something
possible.
from my area.
Yeah.
Like I grew up there. Like I always say, like, you know, those kids' story is my story. You know what I mean? So like it's fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're just like my little brothers. Like it's fucking, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. And the other artists you work with, so same boys from the area as well, Section 60, Capulet.
Yeah.
They've come out with some hits.
Yeah.
And you've worked on them as well. Shout out to them. Like they've done very well with the songs they have released. I think it'd be cool to see them release more, obviously the circumstances, but like when possible, it'd be cool to see them release more. Because I like Capulet's Phone My Lines, like one of the coolest songs we've heard in a minute. I love it. I think it's like a summer anthem. I think it.
Bro, K is crazy, man.
Very talented, because he used to be the videographer, wasn't he?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
He's like just like he can do everything. Like, the guy is fucking. He's smart as like one of the smartest dudes I know, man.
Yeah, he'd have to be like one of the best all around.
Like, bro, from cover art to videos,
he'll just do it himself.
Songs,
yeah,
like, bro,
that's mad. Then we'll go interstate now. HP Boyz,
yeah,
and Lisi as well.
Yeah.
How did those like two come about?
I always chatted with Tino.
Yeah.
So I always had a relationship with Tino. Just I was always a big fan. They were a big fan. Same thing with Lisi. Like, you know, I was a fan of their work, and I think too is just seeing like another person that's that's like me, that looks like me, like, you know, succeeding and, you know, trying working hard.
Yeah.
So my admiration for those guys, you know, it's always good.
Yeah. What songs did you work on with them?
I've done Block Party with the Boyz, and then with Lisi, I just done his song that he done this year, Make It Up. But we got a few, like, bro, Lisi's got a vault, man. Like, I got a vault with Lisi. Like, Lisi's like probably one of the fastest riders. Him and M's, like JM's, are probably like the fastest riders that I've worked with here.
When you say fast rider, are you happy to reveal like a turnaround?
Like in that session. So say like
nuts.
Like it just depends if the whole vibe is right. I feel like it's with everyone. Like if the vibe's right, the music is right, then, you know, everything's gonna be.
If they're locked in as well.
Yeah, they're locked in.
Yeah, right. That's nuts.
Because it's always funny with the process. Like, you know, every artist has different processes, writing processes and stuff like that. It's like even like some guys will probably just want to write. Like Spenny wants to write by himself, no one else there. Ems, he just writes like anyone. Lisi can write, like, doesn't matter. I think it's like the same thing with me. It's like I could have like 20 people in the room, but if I'm working, I just got the blinders on, and I don't care who's there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm there to work.
I'd say I relate to Spenny the most. I like to be by myself.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I don't know what it comes down to, but I agree. The process for a lot of people, creatively wise, it's like crazy. The stark difference.
Yeah, 100%.
And how like different people can lock in different environments. People need certain things happening for them to focus.
Yeah.
I have to have music on. Even when I'm editing a podcast, I have to have music on in the background for me to like really lock in. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of similar to your movie thing, I suppose. Yeah,
like I watched, I think when we were doing the EP, I watched the Onefour EP. I watched the whole Narcos series in subtitles.
Yeah, nice.
Like I watched the whole thing in subtitles, just finishing off the EP.
Yeah. Crazy series to watch, eh?
But now now everything I have to watch has to have subtitles.
Yeah.
The worst is when you go in movies and you don't have subtitles. You're like, fuck, I just want to read the subtitles. But
I don't watch movies, eh?
Bro, I love movies, man. It's just a good thing to chill.
Yeah, what was the best one of all time?
Godfather.
Yeah, I'm half Italian. Yeah. I'd say that any chance I get.
Godfather. There's a few, man.
Sopranos?
I love Sopranos.
Yeah.
Sopranos crazy. Power of One. Seen Power of One?
Nah, I haven't got around to that.
Crazy movie.
Movie. My favourite, just because The Godfather and Sopranos I haven't seen in a long time, would have to be Good Will Hunting. Matt Damon?
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but Like I just seen
And
like,
Robin Williams.
they won a shitload of awards. Eh?
Matt Damon wrote it. I'm 23. I think he was like my age or younger with Ben Affleck.
Fuck.
They wrote that, then did it, and Robin Williams took a chance on it and acted in it. So Robin Williams already established at the time, and he's like,
so it would have been a gamble for him. Yeah.
For Robin, yeah, it's like, fuck, I don't know if this is going to work. But obviously, he read it. Oh, Robin was very articulate because the movie is about like this smart guy figuring out like the love side of life, you know?
Yeah.
Or like the wise side of life that he doesn't really experience because he thinks he's smarter than everyone, you know?
Yeah.
Simple things in life. And Robin's like the counselor. Yeah, it's a sick movie. But I don't know what else I'd put. Shawshank has got to be up there.
Oh, bro. Cracker.
Yeah?
Cracker movie.
What else is there? I don't know. You know what? Have you ever watched like The Big Short?
Nah.
You never watched that? It's about the global financial crisis.
Nah.
It's not that good of a movie.
I think I started watching the first 5 minutes. I'm thinking, nah, yeah, fuck that.
No, I like The Big Short. I like the way it's set out. What's another one I like?
I thought it was going to be like The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for like the fucking funny shit to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a bit too serious.
Wolf of Wall Street was a fucking good movie.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The NWA movie was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
I'm trying to think.
What do you think of the Tupac movie?
Didn't get around to it. I don't watch that many, but I watch a few. Is it good?
Like, it's all right. I don't know if they justified it.
I watched Notorious back in the day. Like I think it's like the 2008 or 2010 version.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up, I watched that and I loved it. I remember I revisited it a fair bit.
Yeah.
I thought that was sick.
Yeah.
And that kind of like gave me the idea from like a young age. I knew that Biggie. I knew the whole story of Biggie and Pac. Like they were once best friends. There's that famous freestyle where Biggie's got the bandana over his eyes, he can hardly see, and they're going back and forth at that table. You know what I'm talking about? And then like, the falling out. Obviously, Suge or whatever, however you pronounce his name, he has his involvements and shit like that. But yeah, I remember watching Notorious, but I never really got around to any other like movies or Netflix docos on them.
Bro, like when you travel a lot too, like been traveling, so it's like just watch movies on those times.
Yeah,
it just kills time.
Yeah, I watched The Joker when I was heading overseas last year on the plane. That was good, and then they had no other good movies on it, so I just had to watch it. I actually watched the Scary Movie on that flight as well.
I think the movies too, man. Like watching movies, sort of like it's inspiring too. Like watching like different types of movies. Like for me, it's like some movies have mad soundtracks. Like they'll have songs. That's where I sort of get like a lot of ideas. Like ideas from where I start creating music, you know what I mean? Like you'll be watching different scenes, stuff like that. I think like for me personally as a creative, this is like I'm a visual creator. Like I visual and I hear things, but like that helps, you know.
Yeah, you got to see it, type of thing.
Yeah,
like what the music's matching.
Yeah, and you sort of just try and make it match it or whatever.
Yeah,
but if you're constantly watching like those kind of movies like Godfather, you're gonna just like I feel like drill music and Godfather would go. Like the shooting scenes.
Yeah.
You know, it's war.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's a good shout. Someone should do an edit of that. So you've worked with those boys. We've covered locally. Shout out Ampha, shout out Becca, shout out the rest of that. The other artists you've collaborated with. Let's go overseas. I'm fascinated as to how these have happened. Carnage, I think I can pinpoint was the 1-4 song. Yeah.
Yep.
What was Carnage working like? What? Because I grew up on Carnage being like basically a hardstyle DJ.
Yep.
But he had like this heavy not techno, but this heavy EDM sound at the time when Avicii and stuff dominated. What was that like working with him? It's different.
Yeah, it was different. It was
it's a photo of him with his shirt unbuttoned in the studio. Maybe laugh.
I think he just came from a night out too. No, he came from I think it was the island.
Yeah, Glass Island. Yeah. The one in the harbour.
The island one. The one that just stays on the water.
Yeah. Glass Island. Yeah.
He came from there, and he came to the session. Yeah, that's when we made Better.
Yeah, right. What was his involvement with that like?
He had started the idea.
Right.
He started the idea, and then the boys came in, started laying their verses, and then we took it.
And how did Dutch come onto that?
Just the relationship between them and the boys.
Yeah, right, man. Just over social media.
Yeah, and sort of just it was like 1-for-1.
Yeah,
like it was sort of because I remember the boys had done Bando Diaries, and they were sort of like, the swap was 1-for-1, so it was sort of like looking like, oh shit, trying to go through which song would sound crazy. So then fucking Better ended up being the one.
What a pick.
Yeah,
What a sick song, eh?
turned out pretty good.
Yeah, the visuals are mad. Let's go Mustard first now.
Yeah.
How did Mustard come about?
Mustard, Khaled, and one of my other mentors, Nick. They're twice as nice boys. So I met them when I was at DB, and was sort of at the stage where Mustard had just done YG's album. He just done My Crazy Life.
Oh, sick album.
So he had
Yeah.
just for just
That's
that, and
where
I
he's
feel
on
like
the front.
huh?
Is that the one where YG's like got the old school like criminal photo on the front?
Yeah.
He's in the black and white. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I think they just had finished that. Like he had like all those big songs there, like the My Hitter.
Yeah.
He had the My Hitter joint on there.
Big and Backbone Ball and stuff.
All
like
that, like, all
yeah,
that stuff.
mad album.
But we had met after that when Nick had reached out. Nick lives out in LA, and he was like, "Oh," I spoke to Khaled, and Khaled plugged me onto him, and was like, "Oh, like Mustard sort of looking for a new sound, you know, some music and that," and then sort of got my in from there. Like, yeah, I remember Nick was there, gave him a bunch of beats.
Yeah.
And then Nick was like, "Oh, I fly out tomorrow." And then sort of like the next day after, getting a FaceTime call, and it's Nick with Mustard. He was like, "Yo, send these." So, you know, and then just started from there.
Yeah, man. How cool.
Yeah.
Ariana, fuck, this is crazy to say. Ariana Grande.
Oh, bro, that's like
A boy from Mountie with like, that's nuts, bro.
that was Khaled, man. Like I got that through Khaled and Nick. Like I'd worked on.
So you'd worked on Mustard at this point?
I was working on Mustard already, so we already worked on Mustard. Still working with Mustard at the time, and then I worked on this joint with Khaled. With me and Khaled had a session. I think the beat's called the Chicken Shop beat. There was a new chicken shop that Khaled told me that opened up in the area, like in Mascot, because DB's in Alexandria, and then Mascot's next door. New chicken shop. So I was like, "Oh, yeah, come on, I'll show you this chicken shop." And I was like, "Oh, I see." Saves the song, The Chicken Shop. So that's what the Ariana song was called, The Chicken Shop beat.
Wow.
Sent that off, and then, but it's funny because people think it's like, oh, like that song came out 2 years after we had made the actual track.
Yeah, right.
Like like people think like, oh, we make the song now, and then it comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like there's just when a lot of people sign up majors, there's certain processes that people have to go through to, before it comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like, fuck. It's a crazy ride.
Yeah. What song was the Ariana Grande one?
The Be Alright was on the Dangerous Woman album that came out.
Dangerous Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's had Into You on it, didn't it?
Yeah. Figured that.
I don't want to sing it because I'll fuck it up. But
come on, bro.
Yeah, that's nuts. LMA as well. She's such a big artist. Was that the same link?
There was the same link. But we had been working on LMA before they even announced her. Like it was really hush hush when we started working with her.
Yeah, right.
Before Mustard even, like, I don't think Mustard had signed her at that time. So it was sort of hush hush. Was like, oh, we're working on this.
Yeah.
On the skill, and they sort of just sent through like her Instagram probably had I don't know 1,000, 2,000 people at the time when he sent it through, and then so we started building songs just hearing off her vocals off that.
Yeah. What songs did you do with Ella?
I've done Nobody Else on her already. They had like Boot Up on the same EP.
Yeah, Boot Up was.
It was pretty much myself. Khaled, Sick Drums. Sick Drums is fucking. He's a goat, bro.
Yeah.
Sick Drums.
Is he from?
He's from New Zealand. Little country town in New Zealand. Like.
Yeah, North South.
North Island. Like I think like where he's from is like I don't know, probably like 500 people.
Get fucked. That's tiny.
Yeah, bro.
And he still lives there.
I think he moved up to the city. He moved to LA for a bit, and then he moved back. I think he's back home in New Zealand for a bit.
That's mental.
But Sick Johns is, bro. That guy is just. He's from space, bro.
Yeah, he's just out of this world with what he does.
Yeah, like just the sounds and stuff that he uses. Like he's really good, man. He's like Keanu, man. Like him and Keanu, I feel like they're not from here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's mad. Then Marky, Bassie, and Weston. How did those two come?
Marky basically was a Clinton Sparks. He's a DJ.
Yeah.
He used to have like a smash time radio. So that Clinton was a link through my brother James Mooney. Like, guys, my brother, man, my little brother. Yeah. So he had linked it up, and then I started working on Clinton. Went over to LA, done some work, and then he had sent me that track when I got back home, and he was like, "Oh, can we finish it?" Then just finished it, sent it back.
Man,
yeah, another one. Solos on that too.
Yeah. Fucking shout out Solo, man.
Yeah. Solo's my brother, man. Like me and him have been through so much things. Like he's like my brother.
Yeah. He's good. He's a good guy, man. He puts a lot of belief into like this whole thing. You know,
100%. I think like that's why I sort of like I said, like I came on this. Like I don't really do podcasts and like a bit nervous doing this shit, but you know, I feel like what you guys are doing is really good. You know, I believe in it.
Right. Yeah, it's I've always wanted to. I realized like with a brand, you want to put something behind it. I realized I just wanted to be a platform for talent to talk. You know, because I feel like if you can create a centralized space where, say, I have mates who play in the A-League, right?
Yeah.
And I have not mates but mutuals with NRL players and stuff like that. But then I have someone like yourself who's worked with the biggest artists in the world, the best artists in our country. Like if you can go to one place and like listen to them talk for an hour, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%.
And like I'm from the mountains, right? Like I'm from Wimmera, so it's like very. I needed people like Solo to put faith in me, you know.
Yeah. And
I just had to hope I made a good connection with them, and that's what I did. So I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Nah, it's all good, bro.
It means the world. But this is a question like I'm really fascinated with. You kind of grew before the scene. You'd already started making your own thing happen.
Yeah.
But what was it like for you, like watching it grow very rapidly in front of you, especially being a dream big? You would have seen Leroy come through.
Yeah.
And then Leroy he went with Juice WRLD's crew, was it?
Yeah.
What was it like for you just seeing like his album pop, 1-4 pop? Obviously, it's kind of different 1-4 because you worked with them.
Yeah.
You worked with HP Boyz and Lisi as well. He popped as well. Like, what's it been like for you seeing, instead of Australia's music be focused overseas, be focused on Australian artists, and you're the one working with them? What's that like?
Oh, like for me, like I said before, like for me personally, it's just seeing them grow, like knowing that like I was saying, like seeing these guys that's the same nationality, same color as me. Like we never had that opportunity before. So I felt like seeing those guys at the time, like, and I was sort of in a position where I work with these other artists and that kind of thing, like to sort of bring my knowledge to the table and like, you know, just help develop them. And by seeing it grow at a rapid thing was like, I felt like it was pretty crazy. Like it actually felt like it was like, oh, because I feel like back then, like even now, I don't feel like majors are really investing money into the local scene.
I don't think they are.
No, like I feel like they do, but they just don't know.
Yeah. Or don't know where to put it.
Yeah. Or they just, I don't know, like I don't feel like they actually got people that's
feet on the ground.
Yeah. Like they say they are, but they're not. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah. From someone who's like feet on the ground working with like very talented artists who just don't have the resources. There's like the money's just going.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why like independent, like the Boyz are independent, HP's independent. You know what I mean? That's why it's important for that.
Yeah.
Like for that, for because we know where every dollar's gone. You know what I mean? You know, this is going to marketing. This is going towards videos, production.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like the majors like, oh, yeah, let's just grab this guy. He's like sort of in the scene. Here's $500,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Bang, you know what I mean? But it's sort of not working.
Yeah.
Like sort of like the only people who are probably, I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone. It just depends on what the setup is, to be honest. But I don't feel like they're investing their money properly.
Yeah, I completely agree, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like just a lot of things aren't happening that could be happening, you know?
No, 100%.
And some of the...
Bro, we could go on this subject for ages.
Yeah.
But I know, you know, people are going to watch this because they know it's me, bro. They're going to watch them thinking, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to speak because I got nothing.
Bro, like to me too, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like people know my stance. Like I've always been about ownership.
Yeah.
I've always been about being independent, like owning your masters. Like, you know, like
Shout out Nipsey Hussle.
That's it. Like I've been brought up around there. Like I could have got I don't have a publishing deal.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing. I'm probably like one of the only few people that don't have it. That I own everything that comes to me. But that was like thanks to guys like Khaled, Nick, Mustard, Clinton Sparks, James. Like those guys all told me like it's basically pretty much a loan, that you're getting from these things. So
yeah,
I've sort of got into a position financially where I'm stable. Like I don't really need anything, but I'm not that much of a fancy guy anyway. I live a simple life. I eat miggerings if I have to every day.
Yeah, I love that.
Trust me, bro. There's local as you get it, man. I'm corned beef and rice, bro. That's me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I could eat that every day.
With like the ownership thing,
Yeah.
So obviously I wasn't involved in music, but when I was 18, I was fresh out of high school. Maybe I was 17. I was 18. Victory Lap comes out.
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle. I was 18 from the mountain, so someone like Nipsey Hussle doesn't really come across your attention, right?
How the fuck did you listen to it up there?
I was still on the fucking internet. But no, for some reason it came across me like Nipsey Hussle. And I was like, fuck it. Yeah, actually, you know why? Funnily enough, full circle, you just mentioned it. YG, I put Nipsey on because they were from the same area.
Yeah.
So I knew the name, but I'd only known him in like those girls, like songs where they talk about girls and shit, right?
Yeah.
And I was getting to an age where I was getting sick of that. And I'd realized like he talks about business. Started listening. And once I'd listened to Victory Lap like 3, 4, 5 times, I was listening and him talking about owning all your rights. I own all my deals. I own all this and all that.
Yeah.
So when I started working with artists, I'm still fascinated highly with it. The ownerships and the cuts. Because some artists are puppets and a lot of people wouldn't know that. And then some people like yourself I am 100% run by myself, and there's no one over the top of me telling me. I think that's like something about the music industry. A lot of not people in it obviously know all about it, but the consumer doesn't know, and they don't know like their artist doesn't even want to put this out, like they've just got to hit these criteria.
Right, because there's music, and then you got business.
Yeah.
Like it's like, it's two separate things. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of these guys, like, probably not educated. Like I was fortunate enough and blessed enough to be around a lot of guys that have already been through that.
Yeah.
So I sort of made my decision. Like the biggest thing that someone told me was like, unless you need the money, like you fucking got no money at all. And this is the same advice that I gave to Onefour. Okay, unless you fucking really need the money, then take the deal.
Yeah.
But if you don't, just wait until that first check comes, and then you'll be good. And they waited, and then the check from The Message and Ben 10 and that came, and they were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It was sort of more than what they were getting offered at the time.
Nuts. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Happens a lot to a fair bit of artists.
100%. Like, like a lot of these young artists, like they'll come up and like, it just depends on what the person's circumstances are at the time. Like if you feel like, you need that, then, but like, we live in an age where the internet, like you have everything's at your fingertips. Yeah. That's what a lot of guys don't understand. Like, it's like, it's like music. Like music gets consumed so easily. Yeah. Like, like if me and you now, we could do this podcast now and put it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then the thing is, if it's like, then someone else will put a podcast the next day, and then that means your podcast is on the burner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, it gets consumed so quickly. So, but a lot of these kids, when they see the business, I was like, fuck, these majors is going to give me money. I'm going to be up there all the time. Like, yeah, like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But you put yourself in debt every single time when you do that.
Yeah. It's nuts, eh?
It's crazy.
Different world to people who aren't in it. Like it's
like people don't see what's really going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but it's all right. Like I said, like I was just thankful and that I grew up around, like I had a lot of these guys around me.
Yeah.
They were able to sort of make me see clearer and just see, like I'm always that dude, bro. I sit in the back. If I go to meetings, I just sit in the back and I just watch.
Yeah.
Just watch and see how everyone reacts, and then you sort of just learn how to read the room.
Yeah.
Sort of what goes on there. And then sort of make your own opinion in your head. And then you sort of learn from what the other boys have been through and stuff like that. Like, oh, I'm not going that way. I'll go this way a bit. Then you'll remember something that, he got done there. Oh, move this way. Or I just just pivoting, you know,
Yeah, fuck yeah. Great
making the
advice.
right move.
Funnily enough, talking about it, my biggest clip on TikTok, do you know Red Honcho?
No.
He's like a Mountie artist. He
Oh, Red Honcho, yeah.
yeah. Like
Bro, he had another name before, D-Boss.
I don't know.
Bro,
that
so
one.
his name before, bro, I worked with D-Boss in my garage in St. Mary's.
Honcho. Shout
Bro,
out Honcho.
Shout out, bro. Honestly, if you tell him, bro, he'll tell you, like, I worked with him, like, when I was first just trying to make music. But we had mutual that brought him over, that brought him around.
Nuts. Great artist, right?
Yeah, he's
Love his
crazy.
work.
Bro, I love it, bro. Those guys are like my family, man. His brother Suspect too.
Yeah.
Suspects.
Dope. But I had Honcho on and we were talking about deals and labels for whatever reason. Can't remember. And I mentioned the Frank Ocean thing and he hadn't heard of it.
Yeah.
And have you heard of it?
Yeah.
And I'd explained it to him. I put it on TikTok, just kind of like putting it out there. Because I realized like it's somewhat interesting and if someone in music didn't know about it, there's every chance like there's a lot of people out there that didn't know about it. And that got like my highest clip. That was like 700K. And it was like I think almost 1,000 comments of people just being like, obviously there's haters in there because it's just what you get. But there's a lot of people in there like, I honestly had no fucking clue. Like this was why Endless was only on Apple and stuff like that. It's one of the best exits from a deal I've ever seen.
Smart.
So smart.
Yeah.
Instead of putting all these eggs, because you see artists when on their last deal, sometimes they put like a really good album out and it sucks because it's on that last deal with their big label type of thing. Then they go solo and you're like, fuck, I kind of wish you put some shit out. And then when you went solo, you put this piece of,
Yeah, 100%.
But then you see Kendrick as well, who has like the sickest relationship with Top Dog.
Yeah.
And like, what's his name? Fuck. Who owns Top Dog again? Chucky? No, his name's not Chucky. I can't remember.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and he like, have you listened to Duckworth?
Yeah, he's on TDE, yeah?
Who? Kendrick?
Nah, Duckworth. Who's he?
Oh, no. The song Duckworth.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the group.
No.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Duckworth, the song.
Yeah.
Where he talks about like how the owner of TDE before he owned a music label had every chance of killing Kendrick's dad. And then he didn't because Kendrick's dad used to give him free chicken at the chicken shop.
That's crazy.
And then it comes full circle that Kendrick's dad, Kendrick and Top Dog are all in the room. But yeah, like that. Then you see Kendrick's relationship with Top Dog and everyone signed to Top Dog from what it seems like. I've got sick relationships there. I say Rashad, J Rock.
Yeah.
And then you see other labels and you're like, fuck, this sucks. Like we're being robbed of really good music and art here. That's all part of business, like you said, eh?
No, 100%. And I feel like sometimes, you know, if you want to grow more than like, you know, sometimes you gotta pivot that way, you know? You gotta sort of take that other road and learn, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. I probably feel like that's what happened. Like, you know, he's probably growing up to be another artist and giving him a run where he sort of can run his own thing now. Like it's sort of passing the torch on to him, I reckon. I don't know.
Yeah. It's good to, I don't know. Labels can be so good. Like they can be the best thing to happen for an artist, you know?
It depends. Like for me, like if there was any chance of me going to a major or whatever, it would be just a partnership, be a JV.
Yeah.
Sort of where it's like, you know, I still
What's
own.
a JV?
Sort of like a joint venture, so it's 50-50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where I still own it, you know what I mean? I still own a bit of it.
Yeah.
Like I believe in having partners. I don't believe in someone having to own full creative.
Yeah.
Of something that I slaved away to work on, you know, worked hard to build.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's a free game out there for any artist, anyone looking to get in any industry like this.
No, like I always, like these young guys, I always just tell them, like, bro, just work hard, just outwork everyone. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Like the music game is not rocket science. Just be consistent, have a good product.
Yeah.
Build your brand and just go.
Yeah.
And just drop consistently.
Yeah.
Like none of those, like I drop 1 month and then 6 months later then drop. Because like I said, music gets consumed so quickly.
Yeah.
So if you drop a month and then drop 6 months later, people have forgotten about you already.
You got to hit them.
No, you just got to try to stay like, because everyone's always on their phones. You jump on a train, jump on a bus, walk around anywhere, everyone's on their phone. So they're either on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, you know? So you're always going to be there.
Yeah. You know, he does that well, Solly.
Yeah.
Solly kills it.
Yeah,
He's next up. Like he understands marketing, first of all. He markets himself so fucking well. It's remarkable. I've had Solly on.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he just even when like some songs he is the artist, so to
Yeah.
speak, and then sometimes he's merely producing.
Yeah.
But like it's still so fucking consistent.
Yeah.
Like if you want to keep up with Solly's work, just as a whole catalog
Yeah.
from production to being the artist.
He's a good kid, man. I met him like we done like a song on CG, like with CG.
Yeah.
And like just seeing him grow, like that's crazy. Like, you know, good on him. Like I'm
Yeah.
proud of him.
So diverse in his sound.
Yeah,
love it.
100%.
I think that's like the coolest thing when someone can switch it up.
Yeah,
That's why I appreciated like Welcome to Prison and Home and Away.
yeah,
And especially the EP as well.
yeah.
I thought that was
I think it was just like more just like with that was just sort of like I said, like had to be a movie from the beginning when you had Sally from the beginning to the ending.
How did you clear the vocals for Sally's intro?
What do you mean?
So Sally's intro is on the phone, right?
Yeah.
There's no what. Maybe it's true. Like maybe it did, but how the fuck do they come through so clear? His vocals.
That's solo, man.
All right, so Solo's fixing. I feel like Solo told me that as well. That's real
Solo,
bad.
man.
That's real bad. I feel like Solo said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so Solo can go like goes in and just cleans it up somehow. Eh?
Just cleans it up. The only ones where YP's interlude and Lex's interlude were from a song. From a song that they had done, and I just heard it, and I go, I'm gonna take this and put it as an interlude.
Yeah.
And sort of just coming up with the jail, like I was like, bro, you know, I'll be mad, like if we get the jail thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then sort of just, so I remember when Ems used to get calls from YP, and so I was like, bro, can you like just screen record it, like screen record the call, the beginning of the call, so then when we have it, then just took the audio from that, cut it up, and then that's how we got the.
Yeah, because it kind of became like on brand with the because isn't it in the message?
The prison call.
Yeah. So yeah, it kind of became on brand. When it was in the EP, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like as to
like for Sally to open it up.
Yeah. Yeah, and fuck, Sally's intro is remarkable for like something out of like
that's a movie, bro.
Yeah.
Like all the interludes are like movie based. Like it was just like
the Lex Pikachu bar is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lex has got to be the best bar for bar rapper in the country.
Lex is on one, bro.
Yeah, like if you go like bar for bar, just
like I feel like him, man, like him, like writers, like him. I would say Lex, Fez, and Lisi. Like when they really sit down and they write, like they're rappers.
Yeah, Fez is like Wretch 32, man,
bro.
Like proper poet.
Yeah, Fez, man, like bro, he's got cracker songs. Like bro, we got some songs. I don't know when it's gonna drop. I don't know, but like he's really talented, man. His pen game is crazy.
His is the reason I got like
it's like YJ. Like YJ, bro, YJ's pen game is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like his pen game is stupid.
YJ, from
HP Boyz?
Yeah.
Like they're crazy, like he's a crazy writer.
Yeah. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, Fez was like the first person I linked with Helos. I met him in what's that place called next to Mountie? But it's next to St. Mary's and it's new. Ropes Crossing.
Yeah.
Ropes Crossing had this like abandoned building. So it was an old fire station. It was like 4 levels. So Fez and I went and I did a shoot with Fez. And then I did one with Young Six. But Fez and I haven't really spoken to him in a while.
Yeah.
I need to reach out. But like it was my first break into hip hop. Then from there it just started a snowball effect. And then once the pod started, I started to get people on, but Fez had kind of left the limelight, so to speak.
Yeah.
Once the pod started. But yeah, like forever in debt. Like and he wore Helos hoodie in one of his videos.
Yeah.
Maybe it was on site. Oh no, Tragedy with Maz, maybe. Yeah. I think that was it. But yeah, forever indebted because he just started the coolest journey, like to sit with people like yourself.
Yeah.
All comes from Fez replying to a DM, just going
bro,
like
Fez is like honestly crack up. And his brother Huss, like man, we would have the funniest sessions. Be like me, Huss, Hal would come past later. Like it would just be crack up sessions. Like our sessions, like I feel like for me as a producer, it's always been like when I like it's because before like I always say like man, it's sometimes like say like a random person will ask me, I'll get in a session. Like if I haven't spoken to that person, so it'll feel like for me personally, it feels weird. Like if let's go tour and just get in the studio and start working.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's just sort of I like to if I sit down with the artist, be like, yo, how's your day? You know, how's your family? How's everything? Sort of just get a look onto what's going on in their life. Because I feel like for me, if I can sort of feel that energy that they're going through, it's like I sort of have an idea where we're going to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I felt like that's how a lot of the songs, like a lot of the Boyz songs and like everyone that I've worked with, those songs have like all come out that way because of those kind of relationships. And I haven't treated it as like like I'm getting paid to do it. Like I've always felt like, you know, if you build a good relationship with them, and you get the best music out of it, you know?
Yeah.
But like Fez, like the sessions of Fez, like the songs that we've done is like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Fuck
Like,
yeah.
you should drop it.
Yeah, you should, man. You should. Look, we're gonna wrap it up because it's getting late.
Yeah.
And we've got to get out of here because it's a commercial building. But I've got to ask, for me, sitting across from you right now, right?
Yeah.
Knowing the artists you've worked with, I currently have imposter syndrome as I'm speaking to you, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever when you're working with like people like you look up to and stuff like that, like Khalid and just artists in general? Have you ever got that?
I think seeing like meeting Mustard and then working with them, like, because we had like worked like, you know, like online and stuff, and they've been working. But then when he came for a show and then we're actually in the studio, like, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Like, fuck, this is this is real.
But then I remember Nick was always goes to me, goes, bro, don't worry, he's just like one of the boys. And then when you meet him, he's like, fuck, he's just like one of the boys.
Yeah, he kicks back.
Yeah, just fucking funny cunt. Like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? But I think that, yeah. But probably the only person I've been starstruck with was probably like fucking meeting Al Pacino.
When did you meet Al
Fuck, it
Pacino?
was fucking random ass when I met him. I forgot where I was, but I met him and I was like, holy shit. It's fucking Al Pacino. That's when I was like, oh fuck.
He's one of the goats, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's unreal. Lastly, 2 more questions for you. Advice to individuals pursuing creative endeavors. What have you got for them?
Work hard. Like, it's easy to say it, but it's harder to do it. Like, you just got to outwork everyone. It's the most important thing. Like the late nights that you do and the hard work that you do will pay off. You just got to be consistent and just believe. If you don't believe in yourself, then there's no point. Like, don't do it for a bag. Do it because you love it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you do it like for me, I make music because I love it. Getting paid for it is just a bonus. You know, getting to travel and see other different part of the world is a bonus. But just trust me, just work hard, be consistent, build a good team. Team is important. Like, and if anyone doesn't have the same vision, like the end game, then that person shouldn't be in the team. Like, everyone has to have that same goal, the same end game. Everyone has to have that, and you just work towards it.
Yeah. Great advice. I agree with the team part massively. Still figuring out like mine, because I still don't work for myself. I still work for my uncle. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. I'll be on the road.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, just like some of the boys that are around, like Jamae. So this Helos is like a solo mission.
Yeah.
Jamae's just one of the boys, young boys from my area that like bring in to like give me a hand, and in turn I just give him the opportunity to be like in a room, because he's like, to him, like HP Boyz is like a massive artist.
Bro, I have an intern.
Yeah.
Like Pat, bro, he's from like from Perth.
Nuts.
So bro, he reached out to James, and he goes, he reached out to me and he goes, are you looking for an intern? And I was like, fuck, feels kind of weird. Like, I don't know what interns do and stuff like that. Fucking like a couple of years ago. I think it was just before COVID. And he was like, he was studying, doing like a degree and stuff. But Pat's like crazy now. So Pat come here and he worked. Bro, he thought that's what you call like hard work, bro. So this guy had he's not getting paid. He's leaving his family. He's come over to a studio, like finding his own accommodation, getting a job, and then he's in the studio. But he's in the sessions with all of us. So he's just learning from me, solo, dopamine, learning from all those guys, you know. And now he's doing things like he got his first cut with the 100 Club with the Boyz.
Man.
Like, you know.
Shout out Pat.
Yeah, like, bro, Pat's like, and he's still working hard now. He's still working at it.
Yeah.
Like, bro, if like, he took a gamble. Like, he could have came here and it was shit. You know what I mean? And
So he's still here?
He's still here. He went back home and then he came back. Like he went back home for the Christmas holiday, and now he's back and he's at the studio. Like he's probably there now.
Yeah.
Just working, and he has a job. Like he just goes 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's the same as me. Eh? Like,
it's all about the grind, bro. But I love it though.
I fucking love it too.
Me personally, I fucking love it. Like Kobe said, man, like pressure is a privilege. Like that shit is what I live by, bro. If you don't feel like just feeling that pressure that something's like due or something like that, like you have to do something. Like if you don't have that feeling, bro, like fuck, I gotta get it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with you. Like I don't know what's wrong with you. Like serious.
Yeah, I honestly I fell in love with it. I never used to have it. I just kind of forced it upon myself, like with the podcast especially. I have a thing called Sporting Club Helos, which is like just sports media, but I also go to like local league games and shit like that and kind of document the essence of sport, you know?
Crazy.
Yeah, I do like a thing where I'm like, do you ever watch like, oh, actually you would, Sunday league football? Like soccer?
Yeah, bro, my daughter plays soccer.
Yeah.
Shout out Mascot. Shout out Mascot. They lost though. They got pumped.
So yeah, I talk shit before the game. Put it on TikTok and Instagram, and then talk shit after the game. That's just one of the video series on there. Yeah. But they get like good views and shit like that. So yeah, I have all that, but like as fun as that is, that's fun. That to me is not work. Even when I'm editing it, it's not work, and I fucking love it. Obviously love the sound of my own voice as well. But fucking.
So what is it? Just all like the older grades? Like they all be.
So I play. So you have Prems, which is like the best you can get at amateur club level.
Yeah.
Then you have Resis, which is like the backup squad for Prems. Then you have Div 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm in Div 2.
Yeah.
So it's
so you actually play.
Yeah. I play. Yeah.
You come teach my daughter's soccer team some drills, bro.
Well, I coach and play, so I'm the coach of my team as well. They're all my age. It's fucking hard. Like, let it be known, it's not easy to coach men your age.
I don't even know how they coach kids. Like, I go to my daughter has training on Tuesdays, and I go there, and I feel sorry for like the lady that's there, Sophie. She's like, I feel sorry. I was like, for me,
because they run around, just run away.
Like, I remember when I was that age playing footy, bro, my dad would beat me on the sideline if I, But these girls are just like, bro,
do whatever they want.
I was like, nah.
But yeah, I've got all that shit, but it's very much like I'm just trying to stay disciplined, and I just love it. I just love like rocking up every week. I rock up here. I come here a few nights a week just to like clean the floors and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I genuinely I'll be cleaning the floors here on a Friday night at the age of 23. Like basically like a mini janitor type of role.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. Like it's so cool. I think it's the coolest thing in the world that I get to come into this space
100%.
And, do things like that. I think it's very underrated. But yeah, that's all part of the grind, So there's value in return for what I'm doing. But also when I'm like right now, I'll go home tonight and I'll start editing the podcast I did before this. I've got these dropping like in 2-3 days.
Well, that's a cop one, bro.
Yeah, I've got one for you right there. But yeah, so like, I don't know. I've come to enjoy it. I've realized at 23, like you got to start getting after it. Funnily enough, like you say, that's the age you kind of started like kicking into it as well.
Yeah,
picking it up. I kind of realized like past year or two, it's like
I've always been a go-getter, but
yeah,
I've always been a go-getter.
Like,
from like younger, that kind of age. So,
yeah,
but you just got to work hard, bro. Like it's hard, eh?
Yeah, it's fucking hard. Well, I started Helos at 16. But for years, I finished my uni degree when I was 21.
Congrats, bro.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, Bachelor of Business. I haven't really done much. Sorry, Mum. I haven't done much with that. I still work for my uncle. Just doing this. Like, I know Mum most probably wanted me to go down a different route, but it's what it is. But, so I did uni. And I've always been a hard worker, but I've never realized how hard you can actually, like, how much you can capitalize on day. Because I'd still go play Xbox and, like, go see my friends almost every night, I didn't realize like 18 hours out of this day I can really make something happen. And it started to happen, man. Like I'm a kid from Wimalee. Like I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that word.
No idea.
Yeah.
Well, you're swearing at me at one stage.
So for me to like really honestly to talk my shit, like to be in these rooms with people is very like to me is impressive. It's like I'm still in Wimalee, living at my parents' house, no shame. But like, it's very much it's not easy to fucking get into these rooms,
No, 100%. I agree.
And like Nick Air is from Windsor or North Richmond. It's very similar. Like North Richmond's a bit bigger,
Mm.
but like looking at Nick and like he was like my idol at like 15, 16.
Yep.
Now he's become my like basically like a mentor and a really good mate.
Yep.
It's very much so. Very cool. And it's all because of like just hard work over the past year or two, you know?
Yeah.
You got to fall in love with it, but you can't do it. It like we say it's a grind, but it's really like out of love. It's not out of like I don't know how to put it. Like you got to love doing it.
Like I was saying, like with everything that I've worked on, like with like the Boyz and whatever artists that I see that I like, it's like I know those artists don't have money or whatever, but I'll work with them because I believe in them. Like I believe in their, like you know, like Becca Hatch had come. Like we knew she didn't have a budget or something like that, me and Soul, but it's like I actually believe in a project.
Yeah,
So-
she's gone.
But it's like you know, like those are like passion projects. Like a lot of us, like if you're not passionate about it, if you don't believe that like you know you can make something out of it, like then
Don't
Right.
worry about it.
yeah, don't worry about it. But
Yeah.
it's like I believe in it. Like I still believe in it now.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the things, like the Boyz, like the HP Boyz, the Onefour Boyz, Lisi, like yeah, they're at that tier now, but you still got to believe in it to be able to turn out the next big songs.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
110%. Look, brother, we'll most probably wrap it up here.
100%, bro.
It was an honor to have you on. You got to head back to the city.
Nah, thank you, bro.
Fancy guy, man, heading back to
Nah.
the city.
Head back to the studio, man.
Yeah, fucking grind doesn't stop.
Mm.
Willstah on Instagram to keep up with anything Willstah is a part of, collaboratively wise with the projects and whatnot. Subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff. Follow on Spotify, give us a rating, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. HelosandCo.com. There'll be some hats out by the time you're watching this and hoodies within a week or two of that as well. So
100.
Yeah.
Bro, thank you for having me, man. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it, man. Just keep it up. Like love what you guys are doing.
appreciate it, brother. I really appreciate it.
Shout out to the bro that's next door.
Yeah, Jamay. Shout out Jamay, bro. He's a gun.
Thanks for making us sound good.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Sweet, brother. Thank
Thanks
you.
for watching.